So recently I got a 3D printer and I saw it as a chance to completely rethink the way I charge my batteries. This is the Anycubic Kobra S1 Combo. It's basically a very powerful 3D printer for under 500 bucks, an ultra-fast, fully enclosed Core XYI construction that helps with reducing the noise level and allows you to easily use a variety of filaments. The price also includes the Ace Pro drying system, supporting up to 4 different rolls of filament, so you can simultaneously dry all of them during multicolor print. And I will use it to address this mess.
So I think we can all agree that this is not how you want to store your gear. It's just very hard to find anything. And the worst part is that I don't even have a place to put my camera. I mean, usually it just sits in either the case or the backpack.
The plan is to sort my gear in sections, so I have a spot for my cameras, audio and light equipment, lenses, bags and rigging parts. And that leaves me with this spot right here, which is where my chargers will go. And because I have too little space on this little shelf, I'm putting them on the wall. I'm definitely not a 3D designer and I also have no prior knowledge of using a 3D printer, so I had to think for a bit how to do this. But then a friend recommended me something called Multiboard, which is an entire universe of compatible parts for organizing anything, anywhere. It's kind of like Lego, but just that you print the parts yourself and it's actually organizing your gear. So it seems like the perfect thing for this build. While that is printing, I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, FlexiSpot. As I'm restructuring my home studio space, they were kind enough to send over their E7 Plus, which is a beast of a desk. It weighs about 70 kilos and can hold me without an issue. Being able to stand while working is something I might have underestimated quite a bit, especially for long editing hours. While building it, I made sure to have no cables dangling down, and I even added some wheels to it. So now I can freely move this massive desk around while just a single cable is connecting it to my speakers and the power. FlexiSpot offers a wide variety of desktops in all different colors, materials and sizes. I went with this nice and super smooth bamboo desktop. But they also offer different legs and different price classes. The E7 Plus is definitely one of their more premium legs, as it has 2 motors, one on each side. This thing has 4-wheel drive and 4 very sturdy legs. So even for this being on wheels, it's actually really sturdy if I don't want it to move. Also, I finally have enough room to open my MacBook next to my main display and use it as a second display. And that just saved me another 70 bucks. Thanks again to FlexiSpot for sending over this dream of a desk and for being the sponsor of this video. After 1 week of printing, I'm done because one of those tiles takes 3.5 hours to print. This is the top left corner. Take these parts and then push them in. By the way, all of this was an entire roll of filament, but that translates to like 13 to 15 bucks. We have our wall, and so I want to put it on here. Is this level? I mean, the cool thing about this is that because it's modular, I could at any point print more of these tiles and just add more on top or on the bottom or left and right. Okay, let's get the drill and hope there's no cables in there. Let's get more printing done. Most of the attachments were pretty straightforward, like the hooks for the Pavo tubes and the shells for the tilted charger and the DJI mics. Some parts have already been designed by others and made compatible with the multi-board system, like the iPad and the headphone holders. And some parts I had to design myself. As I said before, I'm a complete beginner when it comes to 3D modeling, so this was the most challenging part for me. But I found this browser-based CAD program called Tinkercad, and it actually was really straightforward to design my 3D models in there. I just took some measurements of the chargers and then created some casings that would fit them perfectly. To make it compatible with the multi-board system, I just took some parts of the library from multi-board and cut off the parts to connect to the tiles to then add them to my models, and that worked pretty well. A big part of using the printer is this app, the Anycubic Slicer Next. I pretty quickly got a hang of it and there's a lot you can adjust. You can even adjust the flush setting for multicolor prints, which I was told is pretty good because you can reduce the amount of wasted material that comes out the back of the printer. The app also integrates Anycubic's Maker Online library, where you can find all sorts of models that you can just print right away. While this is somewhat functional, it still looks super messy. And I didn't really figure out how to organize the cables neatly, so it was like this for about a week and really didn't invite me to actually use it as intended. And then I stumbled upon another system that is also compatible with the multiboard, but people mainly use it to hide cables under their desk. It's called Underwear 2.0, and it's basically a variety of different cable channels that you can customize and 3D print yourself. So it was actually really easy installing it on my charging wall and routing all these cables to this massive power strip that I also attached to the wall. So I can actually use my shelf space underneath to store my batteries when they're charged. Oh yeah, and I've also stored my gear back into the shelf. And this is the final result. The fact that I was able to design and print this myself with no prior knowledge and a budget-friendly 3D printer makes it even crazier to me. But also the fact that I can just print out mundane things like a MacBook holder or a mount for my C-stands, it just adds up the money that you save with it, and I feel like it pretty quickly pays itself off. I know I'm pretty late to the game and 3D printing is nothing new, but to me it always seemed like it's reserved to people who are really nerdy about this and know how to design their own models. But this project showed me that that's just not true. And I'm really excited to explore more ways to make my life just a bit easier with using a 3D printer. If you have any suggestions what that could be, let me know in the comments below. Thanks again to Anycubic and FlexiSpot for making this project possible, and to you for watching all the way to the end. I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers!